Welcome to YouTube channel of Ambition Institute of Foreign Languages. In today's video, we are going to talk about TEF exam. If you're planning to go to Canada on permanent residence and for some reason your CRS score is not in the range of cutoff score, then TEF is one excellent way to increase your CRS score and get your ITA. Now, French is considered one of the most difficult languages, and TEF is often feared, but it's not that difficult if you are dedicated and motivated to get your Canadian permanent residence. Then we can guide you through TEF exam. So what is TEF? TEF is Test d'Évaluation de Français. It's an international benchmark test that measures your level of knowledge and skills in French. Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada recognize it. It has validity of 2 years. The TEF exam consists of 5 tests, but for Canadian permanent residents or express entry, you only have to give 4 of them. Oral comprehension, 40 minutes, means listening. Written comprehension, 60 minutes, it means reading. Oral expression, 15 minutes, it means speaking. Written expression, 60 minutes, means writing. Vocabulary and syntax is kind of grammar, filling the blanks, but it's not required and you will not get any points for that. So you don't have to worry about it. Just 4 like you have in IELTS. I find reading the easiest of all because I like reading, I think. So I'm going to talk about reading first, written comprehension. So the aim is to assess your ability to read and understand written documents. It has 4 sections and total 50 questions. The duration is 1 hour. You will get 1 hour to complete reading portion. And the format is MCQs. So you will get comprehensions, passages, and you have to read and find your question. You have to see if the statement matches which answer matches the statement or matches the question. So in order to get B2 level, you need to have the habit of reading in French. You cannot just solve some books and get B2 level in or C1 level in French. You have to make a habit to read newspaper or news articles or simple articles, magazines, maybe something that interests you like a French book or a novel of your choice. So you have to have a practice of reading in French. Only then you can get B2 or C1 level. So it starts pretty simple. Getting A1 level is very easy. You can easily get A1 level in TEF exam or A2 level in TEF exam. Maybe B1 is not difficult either, but that will not help you. You will only get points if you get B2 level. And for B2 level, you need to have reading as your strong pursuit. So you have to practice reading every day. You have to read some extra. You have to read books or something that you can do every day. Only then you will be able to get higher level. So make it habit to read in French. Once you reach A2 level, start with some simple books. As you proceed with your level, make the level of difficulty of those books higher and higher. Our next test is oral comprehension listening exam. The aim is to assess your ability to understand spoken French by listening to audio clips. And the good news is that in some questions you will get to hear it twice. That doesn't happen in other French exams, some of them, but not in TCF. So in TEF, there are some sections and some questions where they will play the audio twice. So this will give you a chance to get the correct answer. Now, the test is divided into 4 sections and it will have 60 questions. Now, remember, TEF exam is quite easy in the beginning. Like first few questions, first 5 questions, then 10 questions are quite easy because they belong to A1 level, like a beginner's level, and A2 level, which is again higher beginner level. But when it comes to intermediate level, the questions and the difficulty level, it gets doubled. So if you want to get B2 level in TEF, you have to make French as your lifestyle. Like you have to watch TV series in French. You have to be able to watch movies in French, and that doesn't happen overnight. You cannot get B2 level overnight. For a thumb rule, I would say that if you were able to watch at least, I'm saying at least 50 movies in French, then you can say your level is like not only watch but understand those 50 movies. Then we can say your level will reach somewhere between B1 or B2, but not like just by watching movies. There's whole set of tasks, set of routines that you have to follow, but you have to understand, the bottom line is you have to be able to understand French, and you have to make it your second language, your lifestyle, something that you'd use daily at max. So that is all. That is all for listening. Next, we are going to talk about oral expression, that is speaking exam. Speaking exam, oral expression. So the aim of oral expression is to assess your ability to communicate orally with another person. This exam has 2 sections. This module has 2 sections. Duration is 15 minutes. In this test, you will get 2 interactions. Section 1, Section 2, or Section A, Section B. In Section A, you will get an advertisement. You have to read this advertisement and ask the question to examiner. So examiner will play the role of advertiser. In Section B, the examiner will play the role of a friend or colleague, and you have to convince them for something, like in order like convincing them to get a dog, or convincing them to get into this gym, anything. So Section A is a formal interaction, Section B is informal interaction. One tip is to be fluent in French. Like, do not expect to cram some lines and get B2 level. This is not practical. In order to get B2 level, you have to be fluent in French, and that will be evident to examiner. If you are planning to cram some lines and appearing for TEF exam, this will not going to help you. I will strongly advise you to prepare properly, have a vocab range, and practice daily, and only then you can get B2 level. So one tip is to practice as many interactions as possible, but also watch series or watch something related to daily life French. That will help you, because in these interactions the examiner is going to ask you counter questions, and you cannot answer them if you don't know French. So please don't cram, and genuinely focus to improve your French, your spoken French, and only then you can get B2 level. Our next exam module is writing, written expression, expression écrite. Aim is to assess your ability to express yourself in French and writing. Now, this exam has 2 sections like speaking. Duration is 1 hour. Both sections A and B must be completed. Section A, write the next part of an article. So they will give you something which look like a news. Like they will give you heading and first few sentences of a news. You have to write full news. You have to complete the story, and you can write whatever you want, but it should be relevant to the first part. Like you can imagine the story. They will judge you for your French, not for your imaginations. So read newspapers in French. This will give you idea about the section. Next, section B is express and justify your point of view. Now you have to write at least 200 words. So it could be an article, it could be something sort of argumentative, and there are many topics that you can write to rehearse this part of exam. And again, you need to have a good hand in writing. Like you need to have good grammar, you need to have vocabulary, you need to have proper understanding of format, how to write this part of exam. So for that, I'll suggest you to see some sample papers. This will help you. Again, write at least 200 words per day before your exam for at least a month or month and a half, so that you will have nice practice before you go for exam. You can see TEF score chart on your screen. You need to get CLB level 7 in order to get points for French, and it is not difficult. You need to answer at least 60 to 70% of your answers correctly, and then you can get CLB level 7. So practice, that is the only tip that anyone can give you. Learn, practice, and it's not difficult. Once you learn up to B1 level, then it will start to become easier for you. Now, question is, who should appear for TEF exam? So there is no point of appearing for TEF exam unless your level is B2, because you will only get points for B2 level. Less than that, it's waste of time and money. So reach first up until B2 level and then only give TEF exam. Now, what's the timeline for preparing TEF exam? For an average student, it's 9 months. By that I mean that someone who can devote 2 to 3 hours of self-study, you can easily go for B2 level in 9 months. For dedicated students, you can get B2 level in 7 to 8 months. But again, you need to be very devoted, like 6 to 7 hours a day. It's not possible for a lot of people because you have jobs to do, you have families to take care. So if you are imagining to give TEF in 6 to 7 months, it's going to be pretty impossible. 7 months we can say, but we cannot promise. So if you're very dedicated, then it could happen, but the probability is like around 8 months. So, but 6 months is not possible. For someone with low pace, you can take 1 year to 2 years. And for low pace, I'm not saying that you have hard time learning or hard time memorizing. It just means that you have more responsibilities than others. You have family to take care. You cannot devote as much time as others, maybe 1 to 2 hours of self-study, or maybe sometimes even less than that. So then you can imagine, it all depends how much time you can devote, how easily you remember, how much practice you give. So these all are the contributing factors. So the question is how we can help you. We can give you TEF sessions to practice exam modules, or we can start from the scratch, from the beginners level up until C1, B2, C1 level. We can give you top-notch study material. You don't have to worry about material or buying books. We have everything sorted out for you. We can tell you what to watch, when to watch, and everything. We have experienced teachers. Our teachers are from French speaking Africa, so they know French and it's their mother language. But not only that, they are trained to teach TEF, DELF and TCF examinations. We have exam related exercises and practice sessions, and we have TEF handbook to track your progress. This all will help you in learning French as well as getting B2 level in TEF exam. Last tip is, if you want to get B2 level, your study plan should be right. You will get it done, but remember, French is entirely new language, so don't be hard on yourself. Just don't forget to be consistent. Thank you for watching our video. Best of luck.